What's up, y'all? Collin here. Gonna do a quick mix rundown on my tune Breakfast in Bed. It's coming out April 26th, so be sure to give it a listen when it comes out. We're just gonna go like one track at a time and just kind of see what's going on, what kind of plugins are running, what kind of EQ's happening, sort of what's happening in the arrangement. So let's check it out. Starting with the drums here. This was a loop that I kind of cut up a little bit, or a lot. I want to say it's dead drums. They have some really awesome, well-processed, just like ready to go sounding samples. I doctored them just a little bit, just kind of like EQ and stuff, just so they fit what I'm doing a little bit better. Little sparkle up here in the highs, a little bit of compression. Cut out the rumble and dipped it just a little bit to let the bass poke through. We got the drums sounding pretty good, nice and thick. Also, we're busting those over to a little plate. There's just a little bit of room, which you can hear there. Yeah, moving on. Just got a little shaker here. I love my percussion. Not much to that. A little bit of saturation. It's getting bussed to the same reverb. Got the lows, a little bit of the high. Just give it a little bit more warmth. Yeah, not much to say about that. What I do like to do is record my own hi-hats a lot of the times, even if I'm working with a sample like this. Because it can just give it a more natural feel to like the dynamic, right? Like when I feel like sometimes when you're programming MIDI, it's like really hard to get it to feel human. But anyways, this is actually just like a little stomp, a little foot action that would kind of go with what we got going on here. Because if you think about it, it's like the hands are going to be busy when we're running through that. Tough to get over there with the hi-hat with your hand. So we just got a little foot action going there. Shaker. Of course, we gotta have, I think this is claps. What is this? Let's see. Yeah. It's our clap. Let's bring that out. Just a little group clap. Cut out the lows, got a high pass running, and yeah. Just going to the same reverb. Moving on, Tambo. Gotta have it. Same thing here. Oh, I guess I doubled up the reverb. Don't know why, but I did. Same thing here. Got the high pass running. We just want that little sparkle up there. Oh yeah. I wanted this to be like a bit wetter. Just to give that tail that kind of goes with the snare nicely, because you can hear it's pretty even going into the room bus. It's like a little. All right. So yeah, here is our percussion together. Cool little groove. Also, I got the hat and the shaker coming in like about halfway through the tune, so that it's just a little, you always want it to kind of feel like it's ramping up. All right, moving on. From there, there's a bunch. Ooh. What are we getting? Okay. From there, there's like a ton of. I didn't use like a ton of guitars on this one. I tracked a bunch, but I didn't use them all. So like, these were like the OG guitars. But I ended up making it into more of like an acoustic deal, so these didn't. There's some different ideas I was toying with, but ended up going for an acoustic thing in this one. So that's gonna bring us to the bass. This one, yeah, I cut out a good little chunk of the lows just because I really that kick is really beefy. So this is sitting like kind of on top of the right in front of the kick. did notch the drums just a tad to let this fundamental here through. Let's see that here. For my guitar nerds are gonna love this. I only use amp sims when I record nowadays because the amps are expensive and they break, and so do pedals. And I'm on a budget, baby. So yeah, THU's been my favorite. Honestly, I have a couple of presets I use, but their presets, a lot of their presets really sound good. And a lot of times I'll just like, you know, like for the bass, I got like a little bit of light compression happening, squeeze a little bit out of those tails and whatnot. But like, yeah, for guitar too, like I just sometimes I'll like run it through THU and then slap a Echo Boy on it or something just to give it a little bit more dimension and grit and vibe and whatnot. Cool. So that's our bass. Yeah, this is a pretty simple track. From there, we'll swing back for the vocals. Like I said, it's an acoustic track. I just have two. Really, I got this main acoustic doing most of the heavy lifting. As you can see, it's like pretty wide. So let's solo that for a second, and let's see what's going on with this. Yeah. High pass. Dipped a little bit around 1K. A little bit of compression, so my Echo Boy is kind of my secret weapon for acoustic guitars. I have a preset called Acoustic Default that just kind of brings up like a compressor and Echo Boy. Because Echo Boy really, I'm like running this like cheap tape kind of. It's essentially like a filter, you know. It's like it's imparting a kind of a particular EQ curve on it, like in a colorful way though. Yeah, got a little bit of saturation on it, nothing too crazy. It's mixed all the way wet, so we're getting that treatment from the Echo Boy there. And you can just hear the difference here. It's like night and day, right? So what it's really doing, it's just really like we're saturating and we're bringing those highs out. Jingle jangle. Also like a little bit of, tiny bit of like chorus element happening. Stereo enhancer just to kind of widen things out a little bit, because this is our like focal point harmonically. Keeping the chords running for us. So that's guitar 1. Then about halfway through this song, we get guitar 2 come in. For these big strums here. Guitar 2 is a little pretty like aggressively high pass, just because I didn't need the heft of this one. This one's more about coloration, just adding some depth to things. This guitar is all different. Oh my gosh, I can't think of words right now. Not inversions, but different voicings, right? So same chords played in different voicings a little bit higher up the neck to give it a really cool sound. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, let's bring everything in and we'll hit the... Cool. Sweet, let's check out the vocals. We go over, so the vocals, let's see, you can kind of see, I've kind of like taken a liking to doing these little pin automations in Cubase, where you take the pin tool and you can kind of, it's like a little, you can only reduce amplitude, so like, it's not like traditional automation, but for me, I just like drawing in an entire automation lane gets like, it just kills me. So I try and, I just like, this is just like smoothing things out and then letting the compressors do the heavy lifting. But yeah, let's take a look at the chain.
She made me breakfast in bed. It was a magical spread.
So we got a lot going on.
I asked her.
So this is like this is sort of my standard vocal chain that I like whenever I pull up a vocal. This is kind of where I start. I got a de-esser. I have frequency with just a low cut. Then I have like 2 stages of this like tube compressor, which is like, I guess just like an old habit from the short amount of time I did work with like hardware compressors. It's sort of the thing to do, just so you're getting like more transparent compression essentially, because you're just doing a little bit with each one versus like slamming it through one. But it's probably pretty subtle, honestly, especially with my vocal approach, because I like to use a lot of saturation. I don't know, habit, whatever. But you need a compressor on the vocals, so don't forget your compressor. Yeah, then we got the good old decapitator by Sound Toys. Yeah, what's going on here? Pretty chillin'. I still to this day do not know what these settings are. I think this one's like a Neve, right? Like these are supposed to emulate certain saturations that you get on certain consoles or hardware or whatever. I don't know. I switch through them on whatever track I'm on, and whatever one sounds best, that's what I go with. Low cut, pushing the high end, and then we're coming in with a high cut. And I feel like that you get that sort of you get that like Pultec vibe where you're boosting and you're cutting kind of thing. So it's like with the highs, I feel like it makes things like a little silkier. Yeah, so that's our saturation. We got a plate running in this channel before we get a send over to I have like a Haas effect channel, which is just essentially like a stereo widener. It's just like a really, really quick delay that bounces left, right, so it tricks our brain into thinking it's just like one big sound, even though one side's like 20 milliseconds or whatever behind the other. And then we're going to like a short delay, like a slap. So let's listen to that.
What for? She said, forgetting ahead. Now what do you mean? Oh, it's so plain to see.
Yep. There's some light tuning on these. I like to. I like to tune as little as I can. And if that means taking a couple more vocal takes, I'll do that. But yeah, typically if I feel like I'm reaching for tuning a whole lot, I might need to change the key of the song. Or I might need to like rethink a melody. It shouldn't be to where you're like needing to like, oh my god, I gotta fix this, oh my god, I gotta fix that. So tuning is very, very light. I also just don't like artifacts from tuning, obviously, so
and I just
try to keep it pretty chill.
Everyone,
yeah, that's running.
Just want everyone to feel the way I do.
Yeah, so that's running through this whole track. Like I said, I got some automation drawn in here. Yeah, and then we just have a double down here. Pretty simple, really. This is a very...
For someone like me, and I just want everyone.
Yeah, the double down here is just
to feel
pretty subtle. Just like a little extra hip, so you're feeling it when
you walk through my door.
Same chain
throw
here.
your clothes on
no real
the
effects
floor.
on this one.
There's nowhere I'd rather be.
There's my effects buses here.
I made her breakfast in
My
bed. Was a spectacular spread.
That's my slap.
She asked me what for. I said for getting
Hear
ahead.
the slap just barely.
Now what do you mean? Oh,
It's pretty subtle. Yeah, let's. Oh, and also you'll notice, you know, like I said, I didn't use any of these guitars, any of my electric guitars. I didn't use any of these keys. The song, that's just my, like, you know, that's my process. I kind of work, I, like, bake the cake, and then I, like, you know, all right, how do I say this? I bake, like, 10 cakes, right? Like, say I'm making a layer cake, I'll bake, like, 10 cakes, and I'll pick my 3 favorite cakes, and then I'll take those 3 pieces of cake, and I'll put them together to make a cake. Anyways, I don't use everything I record. I just use the stuff I like. Yeah. Or that I feel like suits the song, because I like a lot of stuff I don't use, but if it fits the vibe of the song. And for this one, I wanted to do a more acoustic thing. So last, we got these.
for someone like me.
Got this little guitar solo here, which this is all one take, just like so it's live, you know. Which is all for me is like going to be the best, as far as like improvisation and solos go. You want the stuff that's felt, right? Started out with the same chain, got a compressor running, Echo Boy, a little bit different setting here. Let's check it out. Let's bring everything in.
Could fall for someone like me. Could fall for someone like me. Yeah. Could fall for someone like me. Could fall for someone like me. Yeah. Could fall for someone like me. And I just want everyone to feel the way I do when you walk through my door and you ask me for more. There's nowhere I'd rather be.
Hope you enjoyed this mix rundown. The song's called Breakfast in Bed. It's coming out April 26th. Yeah, thanks for watching. Did we miss anything? Did we miss anything? I don't think so. All right. Bye.